Well, in Hindi, like they say that it's kaante ki takkar. In the near term, markets will act and react to the positioning, and it's anyone's guess what the positioning of the market is because the opinion polls are changing, views are changing. Bottom line here is that rather than taking a call based on what will happen today, tomorrow, let's look at the history here. Like they say, history does not repeat itself, but it certainly rhymes. And what is the market history? 1 month post the US election, if you look at the data, and if you actually include the impact of GFC, because GFC makes the data look very different because that was an extraordinary time, an extraordinary sell-off, markets, which is US markets, have given positive returns. Now, the 5-year average, 1 month after the US election, doesn't matter whether it's been Republicans or Democrats, doesn't matter whether Senate has been controlled or Congress has not been controlled by one party. The US markets 1 month after the election, all the three major indices, Dow, Nasdaq and S&P, have given you a positive return, which is very important. Second, what will change? Doesn't matter whether it is Republican or Democrats, what will change? I guess corporate taxes. Trump got corporate taxes down. Fiscal deficits are large. If money printing has to continue, it needs to be supported by inflows. So if there, until and unless there is a big gridlock between the Republicans and the Democrats, I think the direction for corporate tax is headed higher. That will change irrespective of who comes. Illegal immigration, something which is very crucial. Both the parties have really stood by it, that it really needs to be controlled. And then what will change essentially is the stance on Fed, energy and geopolitics. These are the other important factors which would be important. What will not change, which is what we want to bring out. And again, we are saying doesn't matter whether it is Kamala Harris or Trump, Republicans or Democrats, the decision making is being done by a White House or whether it's going to be a joint law which is passed by the Senate and the Congress. I guess the anti-China stance is unlikely to get diluted. Very important, which is a big booster for Indian manufacturing. The China plus one or the anti-China strategy as we call it. Then the fight against inflation, US Fed has said that they want to bring inflation down to 2%. So the US government in a sense is committed to either do supply side reforms or they are likely to do what really could be talked about demand side reforms. Demand is never a problem in US. I think the supply which could be changed and which could be changed in a very alternative manner because of control in terms of energy and more importantly healthcare cost. Now if Kamala Harris comes to power, which is a Democrats are voted, Phillips Capital feels that neutral in the short term, long term positive because you know which way the policy for next 4 years would move. Trump, bit of an odd one out because you don't know what the big decision making ultimately would be. Is it right now a lot of bark and less bite? Is it right now posturing ahead of election, nothing may happen? But generally a lot of brokerages are of the view that Trump means more tariff barriers, and if you are exporting to US, whether it is apparel, whether it is IT, whether it is pharma, these sectors in a sense could see restrictions. There is a mention of some of these points already, but that is somewhere you will see market reaction, so to speak. And now the stock list. The stock list of companies which actually could benefit if there is a huge move which already has started, made in America. So which are the companies which essentially are Indian companies and have a presence in US? Hindalco, the Wari Group, Welspun Group and Bharat Forge. These are 4 companies which directly and indirectly are present in US. Hindalco because of Novelis. Wari has set up a manufacturing solar panel unit there. Welspun Corp, they have got a pipe unit there and they are making products there. And Bharat Forge made some acquisitions and is involved in auto manufacturing, auto ancillary manufacturing. So this pack in a sense tomorrow could be interesting because the more made in India narrative you will see, more would be the outperformance in some of these stocks. But it would be an interesting day tomorrow. Next 24 hours, next 48 hours. You may call it kaante ki takkar in Hindi. You may call down to the wires in cricket terminology. And you may call it a cliffhanger when it comes to political terminology.